I'm working on a little project for one of the sites. It's for to keep the vines from falling off the fence, because we have a 7-foot fence and the top, they get kind of heavy and they start falling off. So I want to look for some, but the fence is tall and I want it wide, because the very top, the last foot and a half is what's falling off. So we went and looked at some lattice to support it. I decided to make my own. We had some old fencing boards from a fence that got redone a couple of years ago, and I save them because it's redwood and use it for different projects. So these guys are 6.5 feet tall. The stuff I was looking at the store was 5 foot metal, and there's wood also. And it wasn't cheap. It was around $40 a piece, and we have quite a few to make. So I decided to come here, and I took the boards and ripped them down to 2 inches on a homemade table saw that I made here, which is actually, it's a cart that I made, and then I needed a table saw, so I screwed my skill saw to the bottom and put a power strip for my on and off, and there's my guide. And took a piece of plywood, and this has a silver back, that tech shield on it, which works good because I made a template, because I'm using a straight edge, a 4x8 sheets. And once you get the first one figured out, then it just slam them out. So I put some marks so I know where the next strips go on, so I don't have to put I was going to put a bunch of screws and boards to make a jig, but I didn't want to put a bunch of holes on the sheet. So now all I have to do is grab my boards, line them up with the marks that I already have made, and start screwing it together. About as simple as that. Then I cut 45s so it looks halfway decent. And I'll make my grid, start screwing them together, and I want to make 5 of those. Then I have also a different style. I made these to look like that, and I tried them out. It's going to work good. Just secure them to the fence and let the vine, it's going to cover most of it, but it should be fine. So that's the project. 5 of those and 5 of the square ones, and we'll go from there. Well, here's the other style I'm building. So I made one, and now I just have my pre-cut boards, and I overlay them on top of the existing. Get it close enough, doesn't have to be perfect. You can line them up so it looks somewhat the same. Even though it's going to be covered with ivy, it doesn't really makes a difference. Yep, just lay them on top, eyeball them, screw them, drill them. Used a couple of boards here to support this in, gets the elevation difference. And there you go. I have 2 more to make. I have 3 total, and I wanted to make 5 of these and ran out of screws, so I gotta go get more. That's it, plain and simple. So here's those fence boards ripped down, the lattice that I made. That's what they're for. I made 2 different styles to kind of hold them up. See that I go almost all the way to the top. It was the very top that got real bushy and heavy and got pulled down. So this will support it up. I got new stuff coming in. And you can kind of manipulate the vines to shape them however you want. Here's one that was really falling down. Might have to trim some of that so it can spread itself to one side or the other. This was another area that it was coming off the wall. And some of these areas have planters, so I'll have to do something different there. Probably have to make more for this side. There was quite a few to make. I think I counted 24. I only made 10. But I ran out of the old boards. So I'm either gonna have to replace a fence to use the old boards or go buy new ones. Now this area really took off. I think it's just maybe the shade and doesn't get as much sun. And this was the area that was falling off. Right here in this corner, because this stuff gets real heavy. Yep. And you can do some trimming and train it so it doesn't get out of hand. Like some of those probably could be trimmed back a little bit. That's it. I don't think this project's complete, but it's on its way. Because I'm probably gonna have to do more. That worked out pretty good. And again, I like how rustic they are and how durable. And it's gonna get partially covered so you don't see all of it. That's it. One more done.